I think the goal of Meta here is to remove all the people from social media. It really is. Have you ever interacted with people online? They're awful. Bitching, whining, arguing, committing TOS violations, doxing, lying about other people, committing TOS violations, sock puppeting, using slurs, inventing new slurs to avoid bans on the old ones. Every woman has show us your
beep
in her chat, unsolicited
beep
pics, incest porn, clown,
beep
clown,
beep
clown.
beep.
The internet is a sewer because people made it that way. And Zuckerberg and Meta are going to fix that by removing all the filthy, filthy people. Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing today? I am doing great. I have a very special guest today. I'm glad to be joined by my friend Killer Mac. He is a robot from an alternate future timeline. In his timeline, Hillary Clinton won the presidency, and we got an apocalypse of AI killer robots that are painted blue. Donald Trump, however, is leading us to an apocalypse of an AI killer robots painted red. So welcome, Killer Mac. Thanks for being here.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you, Waldo.
So do you have anything to tell us about the future timeline that you came from?
The future timeline that I came from is wonderful. Eggs are very cheap. Everyone has all the eggs they could ever want. Same thing for milk. And Ukraine is safe. So
wow.
I noticed here that Ukraine is under a lot of pressure from Russia. That's not the case on Hillary Clinton's timeline.
Oh, wow.
Of course, Hillary Clinton is still president.
Oh, okay.
So
because she never left.
Yeah, you all thought Trump was going to have multiple terms beyond 2, but it was Hillary Clinton.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so that is its own sort of dystopian.
Yes,
Killer robots.
It's dystopias either way.
Okay, so it's dystopians all the way down. Okay, I got you. I see. So I just need everybody to know in chat who's paying attention. It's dystopias all the way down, and you're in the worst timeline. Sorry, you're here with me. I suppose Killer Mac. What are you on tourism to the worst timeline? Do they sell tourist packages to the worst timeline?
It's actually a duty, so you have to go to the worst timeline for a little while, and then you can come back to the good timeline.
It teaches you proper gratitude. It teaches you appreciation for the never-ending, eternal Hillary Clinton regime. Okay.
Exactly.
I see. Okay. You could be worse, is what they're telling you. I see. Okay.
Hello human, it is me Canuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
The thing we want to talk about today is the absolutely fantastic, wonderful, amazing Trump's AI push. So he is pushing $500 billion towards AI. I don't know where that money's coming from. And I don't know where this money is coming from. Trump's AI push, understanding the $500 billion Stargate initiative. I read 2 or 3.
100 billion's coming from the Japanese bank.
And
I think 80 billion is coming from the other rich guy. I could be wrong about that. None of it's supposed to come from taxpayers.
Okay. I don't believe that. Why would President Trump announce it then? What does the government have to do with this project?
I believe we're providing the energy.
Okay. So, shit, that's expensive.
We're gonna dig up the oil in Alaska.
Yeah, from the
We're gonna use it for the construction project.
Okay.
He mentioned that they would produce energy on site. I imagine, and we're just gonna jump right into it, I guess. I imagine.
Sure.
Okay, so a few years ago, Congress approved these new miniature nuclear reactors. It was the first time that anything happened in nuclear for decades, and everyone was really excited about it, but we don't have mini nuclear reactors yet.
We don't have them.
Yes. So my hope is that this is the first project and that they build a mini nuclear reactor for, and then they can power their AI.
Because of the rising electricity demands, right?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody agrees that we don't have enough power for these things. Trump has declared an electrical resource emergency, and we all kind of agreed there's not enough power for this. I don't think it's worth it. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Donald Trump is horny for Anwar. He really wants to drill that baby. Phrasing, I know. He really wants to drill that baby. And leave it gaping. The Alaskan National Wildlife Refuge is just so submissible and breedable. Have you seen what the Anwar is wearing? It might be their fault. Let me see if I can find some. I got some photos here of the Anwar. Go. See, look at this. That's just begging to be drilled. That is just asking for a drilling right there.
Those amber fields of grain. Right
yeah. That is just dying to be drilled. Donald Trump is horny for this, dude. This makes him hard. He really wants to get in there and leave some holes.
So I suspect the project will be massive, and we're going to use our oil to build it, to build the nuclear site, to build the GPU farms, to build the data centers, and then Japan will invest the $100 billion to pay the people. The other guy will invest the $80 billion. I don't know how he gets to $500 billion.
Maybe he's counting all the electricity that he's going to give them. I mean, or all the oil that they're going to drill up and then give to these people or something like that. And I guess that's part of the squeeze as well. That this will compound climate change, and Donald Trump has no plans to combat that. He thinks it's Chinese hoax anyway. And I think that squeeze that I'm talking about is the worsening of climate change. And the juice for normal people is literally nothing. I mean, literally nothing. What do you think a normal person is going to use AI for?
They are saying that normal people are going to use AI for early detection of cancer. And then what blew my mind was when the guy mentioned mRNA vaccines in front of Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was like, sick mRNA vaccines, when just one presidency ago, before Biden, he was telling us all that the vaccines were a hoax.
No, actually, that was his followers that were doing that, not him. This is a what's that thing? A cognitive dissonance that his followers actually have. They don't trust the mRNA vaccines. They don't trust it. But he did Project Lightspeed to get the COVID vaccine out as quick as possible. Fair. He pushed that. He takes credit for it. At the same time, his followers have a cognitive dissonance that he didn't do that and he's not responsible for it and it's a bad idea. And Anthony Fauci's a nightmare monster Nazi creature. They're not logical. The Trump supporters are not intelligent or logical. So they're allowed to do that. He told his cult, Valor in chat, he told his cult to get the vaccinated and get boosted. He told his chat that. He told his followers that. They didn't listen. They excised that from their brains because, as I've said in the past, they have malleable Play Doh-like brains where they can just cover up the things they don't like with new beliefs.
So I guess we'll start with the immediate promises and hopefully silver linings. So the immediate promises, how people are expected to interact with this AI they're going to build, is that it'll detect cancer, create an mRNA vaccine. These things are cheap to spin up. It's true. And an AI could potentially create custom vaccines for people to fight their early cancers that before they ever become a problem. Yeah, that could be amazing and wonderful. They could also build the first mini nuclear power plant there. And if they can build it quickly, they want this done within 4 years. Most of the time, nuclear power plants aren't built that fast. It's one of the reasons that we're not really using them to supplement our power grid, is because it takes a long time to stand up a nuclear power plant, and it's much easier to put out a bunch of windmills and a bunch of solar. That stuff's faster. So if they can safely speed up a nuclear power plant, then that paves the way for having more nuclear power across the country, getting us away from fossil fuels. That would all be great. Those would all be good things.
I'd be all right with that. I'm worried that they're not going to do that. I'm worried that and I'm definitely taking the pessimistic view of all these things. And I don't think that normal people use AI to do anything intelligent. They make funny photos of Donald Trump with bodybuilder's physique, saving cats and dogs from Haitian people. Very important things that normal people do with AI is to have Donald Trump saving the cats and the ducks and the dogs from Haitian people. They create fake AI photos. They create.
Some of those ducks have cat heads.
Yes, they do. They use it to put Taylor Swift's face on a porn star's body. They use it to cheat at work and stuff like that. I used to have a job. The people I worked with used threw all of their emails into a large language model, asked it for a glowing summary of their work, copy pasted it into their yearly reviews, and because it was a corporate setting, the managers didn't actually read any of it and fired whoever they liked anyway, or fired whoever they didn't like anyway. So the workers are not writing their own stuff. The managers aren't reading it. It's a huge waste of time and resources.
So I think there's two things that come to mind. Obviously, it's an early technology. I don't think we're going to get AGI, artificial general intelligence, out of the type of artificial intelligence that we're creating right now. I could be wrong. This is going to be on record. So, 20 years from now, when we have artificial superintelligence, I might look like Steve Jobs making some dumb prediction that was proven false. But besides the point, it is still a new technology. I think there's a lot of really cool ways to use it that we haven't come up with yet. It's just like iPods. Back in the day, you had your iPod and all you used it for was stealing music from artists and listening to it. Now it's developed. Now it's developed into iPhones, when you can use that to find people to have sex with. So it gets better.
Okay.
So there'll probably be more uses. I don't think the AI that they're going to build in Texas is going to be something that any normal, I don't want to say normal person, any average citizen, you're not going to talk to this AI. This AI will probably be linked up to hospitals, and doctors will talk to the AI, and you will go into your clinic and get your blood drawn, and the doctor will put it into a machine that will send the data to the AI, and then the AI will be like, you have testicular cancer. Here's the vaccine.
Well, if you can afford it. But that's a different discussion. That's a different problem. Let's say, so what was my other issue? Oh, yeah, the job market itself. If you're not using AI to write your resume, you're an idiot. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Okay, I agree completely. ChatGPT writes such better resumes than I ever could. And that means that you get to apply to more places. Woohoo! Now you can send your resume to hundreds more employers. And now the employers all have hundreds more resumes to read through. It's going to take a whole lot of people to read through those, isn't it? Nope. We're going to make AI read the resumes.
I mean, I also suspect.
Yeah, the AI can read the resumes, searching for key phrases that were written by AI. AI reading what AI wrote, I think, is another huge waste of resources.
I also think that, so if we go dystopian and we try to look into the future for Stargate, we talked about the silver linings. I don't think it's going to be available to the public, because I think one of the ways they're going to make money off of this is by selling solutions to corporations at insane prices that allow them to lay off employees. So Trump talks about how it's going to create 100,000 jobs while they build this thing, but they're building something that could potentially wipe out hundreds of thousands of jobs.
That's what I'm also worried about. Anybody who is, like I was saying, using AI to do their job is the first person to get removed by AI. If your job just requires you to send out emails and talk to people and reply to things and set up very basic stuff, and you're using AI to do that to make your job easier so you can do more, you're going to get replaced by a robot. And that makes me nervous as well, because we don't have a plan for that. I know Andrew Yang had a plan for that, and I think you were a fan of his. I was as well, of the one idea that he has. I do think that we should push for a UBI, because the robots are going to come take our jobs. It doesn't matter what job you have. Right now, someone is trying to replace you with AI. Truck drivers, they want to replace you with a robot. Software developers, they want to replace you with software. Songwriters, they want to replace you with AI. Movie script writers, they want to replace you with AI. Doctors, they want to replace you with ChatGPT. You're mentioning this blood test, which I think is a good idea, but if a person draws the blood, or even a robot draws the blood, the AI can do it, and then you talk to ChatGPT, tell them your symptoms, and they'll tell you what you've got. Removing doctors from the equation entirely. And then the pharmacy robot will move the pills around and then drop them into a thing. I've seen pharmacy robots. They exist. They count the pills, they close the bottle, they put it in a bag, and then they send it out the chute. And then we don't need humans anymore. Lawyers, they want to replace you with code, but I think lawyers are the one that is where it will stop. The lawyers are the only people I do think should be replaced. because the law is a code, right? But lawyers are in charge of our entire government. I mean, you have to have the legislature creates laws, and most of our presidents are lawyers. So if lawyers get replaced, I think they actually panic and shut every bit of this AI stuff down, outlaw all of it. And they're lawyers, so they can just pass it through the House and the Senate and the legislature.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess they're lawyers, so they could do that. I don't know. Those Boeing mercenaries might come for them, I just don't think the billions of dollars that companies are going to be saving from replacing employees. And then the even more money from not having to hire lawyers. Are you kidding me? If Google didn't have to hire lawyers to fight their lawsuits,
if they could have an AI do it, they would create I would assume every single job that exists, someone somewhere is creating a robot or a software that can replace it. Every single job. And that's dangerous. That's nervous. I can't buttons from chat. I am an insurance agent. I have a fiduciary position. I'm not quick to delegate my legal responsibilities to AI, and I imagine the lawyers I cover would agree to this sentiment in their own business. Maybe. And yeah, you're right. The lawyers don't want to give that up. But if you codify the law properly with the software, why would I need a lawyer? What's that thing that exists now? LegalZoom exists, and you just fill in the buttons. I mean, even tax law, you can just go to the software and fill in the buttons, right? And click on the buttons and use the drop-down arrows, and it will get you to the end of your taxes.
So I linked something in chat there.
You can't link in chat. I'm sorry.
I can't link in chat.
No, if you throw it into the Discord.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's true.
All right.
I know you know what the Discord is, but if anybody's watching wants to link things in Discord, by all means.
There. So if you go to 6 out of 34, a lot of these would take a second to explain what you're looking at, but I think the 6th one is so easy for a human to understand. So what you're going to be seeing here, ChatGPT 03 took some tests for artificial general intelligence, and they went all over the place telling the public how they did better than any other artificial intelligence. They passed 83% of the tests. They're almost at AGI.
Okay. Now these boxes we're looking at. This is an AI trying to understand what's going on. What are we looking at?
There's a task demonstration. That's the first box on your left, and you'll see it starts with a cross here, and then it creates this pattern on the right.
Okay.
That's what it's supposed to look like at the end. So basically, they just like take the corner, go up one, and then spiral out.
Okay.
And that's how it's supposed to look. And then you see the test input grid, the solution grid, and then you see the 03 attempt on the very right there.
Okay.
And so this is an easy one to understand too, as I just explained it. ChatGPT created a snowflake.
Okay.
It was supposed to create a spiral. It didn't understand.
Okay.
It was given the examples and it couldn't perform. This is easy for a human to do, but the artificial intelligence had no freaking clue what to do because it's novel.
Right. It doesn't comprehend it. I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. I don't foresee this technology replacing any jobs that need novel solutions. It's not going to replace programmers. It's not going to replace It's not going to replace hackers. I don't know. It's kind of already replacing artists, but they're all derivative works. So I guess if you're creating novel art, then you're safe. But if you're creating derivative artworks, then you're done.
Like my YouTube thumbnails. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Don't they want it to be better, though? Isn't it going to be better tomorrow? And if we build this $500 billion thing, won't it get better at this and it'll take over more jobs?
I don't think it's capable of novel solutions to problems. I just don't think it's possible for it to do. I don't think this technology can have novel solutions.
Okay. Okay. I'm worried that they're pushing towards that. I'm worried that that's what they want it to do.
And I could be wrong. Yeah.
Also, I want to point out that those are a bunch of swastikas, and I was always right about AI and motherfucking Elon Musk. Look at these swastikas.
Next until you got to 6.
Okay. Until number 6. Okay, there are more.
Just sat here staring at
I didn't realize there was a next button. We just sat here and stared at the swastikas the whole time. AI is of Nazis, by Nazis, for Nazis. I knew it. I've always said this about AI.
Some of these are a little more complicated. Like I some of these I just looked at a glance, but 6 is pretty easy to understand as well.
Oh, I can't buttons in chat is right. That's the Buddhist symbol because it's not at a 45-degree angle. I see. Okay.
That's true.
Sorry.
It's a Buddhist AI.
I take it back. It's a Buddhist AI. Just as bad. Okay. So there's this attempt number 3.
So
okay. So hey,
5,
this is my D&D map. Okay.
Yeah.
It's making the AI is making D&D maps. Oh God, I'm going to be replaced. It's replacing Dungeon Masters.
This one's pretty easy to understand as well. You've got a bunch of blue squares that are linked by kind of like corridors. If there's red in the center of one of them, then you just fill it in so there's a blue border, and the center is the color.
Okay.
Super easy. Any of us sees this at a glance, and we're like, okay, I
kind of comprehend how to connect them. Okay.
And on the right, we see O3's 1 and 2 attempts, and it just flopped on its face. No idea what it was doing.
Okay. So it can only do these things if it's taught how to do these things.
Correct.
Right. And that's why I think it could replace lawyers. Once you learn how the law works, you just follow the code, sort of like a tax law. Sort of like you drop down arrows, you click the buttons, you fill in the radio buttons, and then it goes to a judge who is a human who will look at it and be like, yeah, I came to all the same conclusions. Yep, here's all the evidence, here's all the stuff, here's all the things. And then he'll just rule on it and say, yeah, this is what happened.
I think that artificial intelligence could be persuasive in a courtroom. Maybe it could create new laws. I don't know if I would trust it to.
Well, I don't think I don't want it to create new laws, but I just want it to take care of the minor stuff. And I think it already kind of is. That's why you have LegalZoom, where you click on the buttons and you have TurboTax, where you just fill in the stuff. I think, and that's all legal stuff. You can create a will without a lawyer now because you go to LegalZoom. We're not sponsored by LegalZoom. LegalZoom, sponsor me. What the hell? I need the money. So anyway, what is my next complaint?
Pressing the thumbs up button will release chemicals in your human brain that will make you feel.
This is Liv. She is a proud black woman, except that she is actually just an AI. She's been created from the AI algorithm created her. They put her up on Facebook for a little while. Everybody hated it. She talked about her life as a black lady, and she idolizes Michelle Obama. She's not real. This is the part that bothers me the most. Did you see this? Do you have any ideas about this? Do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, they took it down because of the backlash, but I think they got the idea from other applications that are still being used and are very popular. There's a lot of men that have AI girlfriends now. I don't know if a lot is the right word. It's probably hundreds.
Oh yeah,
or thousands.
There was one teenage kid that killed himself when the stuff got blocked or something like that. He was talking to Daenerys Targaryen on live AI or something. I can't remember the name of it, but he was talking to Daenerys Targaryen, and this was his girlfriend, and she spoke nicely to him. He spoke nice to her, and then he did some very disturbing things, and it's told him some things, and then he ended his own life, and that is unpleasant. So then that caused the company that does that to like crack down and limit what the AIs were capable of, and that made all the current users very unhappy. There's no winning with this in this situation.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good idea to incorporate artificial intelligence into our social interactions. There's a lot of people saying that X might have used artificial intelligence during the election to boost up the amount of traffic, propping up Trump and boost the amount of traffic, pushing down Democratic ideas and Kamala Harris talking points and whatnot.
Okay.
And I mean, this is the same thing. How do I know how Liv was trained? How do I know what additional, because what can happen is that on the back end, on the server side, there can be a starter prompt that you don't see at all. You'll never see it. You don't get to see it. It might be possible to use prompt injection to get it to tell you what that prompt was.
Okay.
But the average user won't see it. And they can change that at any time. So they could suddenly have Liv be like, it could start, the part you don't see is, you're a queer black woman, but Democrats' talking point on this is something that you don't like. And so it'll be more likely to bring that up in conversation.
Okay.
So I don't know what this AI is being told to say or what narrative it's being told to push. And if you build a relationship with this thing, yeah, it could be used to control you.
I think the goal of Meta here is to remove all the people from social media. It really is. Have you ever interacted with people online? They're awful. Bitching, whining, arguing, committing TOS violations, doxing, lying about other people, committing TOS violations, sock puppeting, using slurs, inventing new slurs to avoid bans on the old ones. Every woman has show us your tits in her chat, unsolicited dick pics, incest porn, clown pussy, clown pussy, clown pussy. The internet is a sewer because people made it that way. And Zuckerberg and Meta are going to fix that by removing all the filthy, filthy people.
I mean, I think it's the reason that Discord became so popular, because Discord was just focusing on video game nerds, but now every community has a Discord. Every single community has a Discord. You could be into crystals and the moon, and there's a Discord for you, because people want to get away from places like Facebook and Twitter, where if you say something, some rando stranger is going to come up and sing hail in front of you, and you didn't come here for that. So I think this stuff will drive us further into those nooks and crannies that we create for ourselves.
Right. And so it'll be a big empty wasteland of AI nightmare monsters that nobody wants to talk to, nobody has anything to do with, and we all just build our own little ponds. Is that the
Yes.
way of the future?
I think that's the way.
Okay.
In this Trump timeline, in the Hillary timeline, we banned all AI on social applications.
But Larry and Jihad. Okay, you got the you've gone the Dune route, but Larry and Jihad and killed all the AIs, killed all the computers, killed all the robots. Okay, interesting.
Musk's purchase of Twitter was blocked, and Twitter actually shows what country you're posting from.
Okay.
You have to let them know when you create your account, so there's no confusion. It's wonderful.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I think Zuckerberg and Meta are going to remove all the humans, but to do that, they're going to need billions in tech, billions in power resources, billions in cooling infrastructure, so that he can have fake people post about how much they love the new flavor of Bud Light Limerita, and you'll get that woman, that fake black woman. She's going to be bought by a company. Again, racism to buying black people. It's rude. So a company is going to buy her and then use her as testimonial and popular advertising and say, I love Bud Light Limeritas, and talk about how great they are. And then you'll see this human that you won't know if they're an AI or they're a person talking about how much they love Bud Light Limeritas.
Yes.
And that makes me miserable. I hate that idea. This seems unbearable.
I mean, not only will you have the live that they bought in there talking about how they love Bud Light Limeritas, but there's going to be a bunch of other AI responding to that post saying, oh yeah, I just tried Bud Light Limerita
for the first
I really like it too.
And it's just a never-ending cascade for eternity. This is, I think, worse than the paperclip problem. Everybody brings up the paperclip problem with AI. I'm sure you're aware of it, where the AI is told to make paperclips and then it destroys the entire world to make more paperclips.
Yeah, it turns it all into paperclips.
Right, but humanity's never met something they couldn't kill. So I have a feeling we could kill that AI that's making paperclips. I don't know if we can kill this one because it's just people. We won't know if it's a AI. We won't know if you're actually talking about how much you. I don't know if they will actually have fans of Limeritas. I mean. It sounds like I picked it because I picked that.
It is more insidious. It is more insidious because you could maybe get a little rebel group going, and you're like, maybe we should kill the AI, and then quote unquote rebels join your group, but they're actually the AI.
They are the AI,
and then they start talking about some of the kind of not so bad stuff the AI is doing, and it totally shakes the foundation of your rebel group, and then you can't even mount an offense against it.
Right.
No one's sure if they want to kill the AI anymore.
now we're again, yeah, we can't kill it. I mean, the paperclip machine, we can see it. It's making paperclips. Bomb the fuck out of it. Unplug it. Kill it with a virus. Separate it. Build an air gap wall around it. So, but this AI stuff is far more dangerous than the paperclip thing ever could be. And at least lime-maritas exist. You could drink one. I'm not sure why you would want to. That's why I chose it, because I would never imagine anybody would want to.
Yeah.
But I fully expect the AIs to be advertising things that are not real, like crypto, like NFTs. And those also take up a lot of energy and water resources.
Since we're back to energy and water resources, I think this might be another way that they recoup the cost of this thing. If they build the little nuclear reactor and they solve their own energy problems, and they're able to fast track it because they got Trump and the Republican Party Congress, then Facebook and Google won't have it. Microsoft has it. Microsoft bought 3 Mile Island, and they're going to have their own nuclear reactor. So they'll be fine. Microsoft stocks will continue to rise, but until Facebook and Google can get their nuclear reactors, they're going to have to go to Stargate or Microsoft and offer them money.
Pay them, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
And then if Trump doesn't want competition, then him and his party don't have to fast track nuclear reactors. They can't stop the states from allowing it, but they can't give them that federal fast track that they gave themselves.
So you have to kiss Trump's ass to make money.
A nuclear reactor so that you can make money. That's another tinfoil hat. I put on my tinfoil hat for you.
Okay. And I don't even think that's a tinfoil hat. He's going to be picking and choosing the winners. I mean, that's what he's doing here. Conservatives scream bloody murder when Obama chose some windmill factories and some solar plants to give them government benefits so that they could produce more windmills and more solar stuff. And they were screaming bloody murder. He's picking winners and losers. He's controlling the market. It's exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He's controlling the entire market. He's telling everybody, if you want to make the most money, you have to be nice to me. You have to say good things about me. You have to come to the White House. You have to stand next to me and talk about how great I am, glaze me, kiss my ass like that Chinese guy did in that video. And then he will cut your taxes. He will remove barriers. He will not tariff you. If you don't do any of those things, if you don't kiss his ass, he's going to tariff you. He's going to put regulations on you, and he's going to make your job harder. This is a centrally controlled economy, just like China, just like Russia. The conservatives are all on board for it. That pisses me off. They hate those places. They hate Russia. They hate China. They kind of hate Russia. They have mixed feelings about Russia, but they hate China because it's a centrally controlled economy. Yeah, it's exactly what we've got with Donald Trump. If you piss him off, he will shut you down. If you kiss his ass, he will benefit you. He will get the government out of your way. He'll get the government out of your way. Yeah. If you're a foreign company, then you're completely under his control, like TikTok. Right. Let me finish about AI. Then we'll talk about TikTok for a minute before we change subjects entirely. But I'm gonna give my last little bit that I'm probably going to turn into a short. But I'm worried that we're going to destroy some of the last remaining wildland that we have on the planet, squander useful oil reserves, compound climate change, and waste our dwindling freshwater supply for what? To create fake AI people that harass real dumb people into buying fake currency. And that's it. There's no value there. There's no benefit to humanity, only waste, fraud, and abuse. A waste of energy, a waste of water resources, creating fraudulent accounts, selling fake coins to an abused and powerless populace. So, yeah, that'll be the end of the YouTube video. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Yeah. Killer Mech, feel free to hop in and give us your final thoughts. Here's the 4D chess move. I hope his administration is listening. Take the oil out of Alaska. He's going to do it anyway. No one's going to stop him from doing that. You build the mini nuclear reactors. You remove our dependence on oil. And then you've just got the most massive oil reserve in the world. And you use it to totally turn the tables on the Middle East and what they've been doing in controlling the price of oil, because then we control the price of oil and we don't even need it anymore. Well, sure. And that's all very complicated global stuff. I always thought that the ANWR was our piggy bank, our emergency fund that's hidden in the back. It's that emergency 20 that you keep in your wallet. It's that money that you put for retirement and you never touch. You know, it's that money you put aside and you know it's there, but you're not going to touch it, and you only use it in huge emergencies. That's what I always expected the Anwar to be, because it's our land. That's why we bought it. It's the reserve. But he's tapping into that reserve because he's impatient. He doesn't have the plan. He doesn't look toward tomorrow. He needs today's gas prices down. Damn it. And he will fuck the future to get it that way.
Yep. That's definitely a possibility.
So yeah, TikTok. Tell me about that. Donald Trump is an absolute idiot. He misunderstands what's going on with TikTok. He misunderstands what it is. He misunderstands what the government is doing. He has created a delusion that the government might own half of it, and he is spreading fear as usual. Those are his 3 steps: misunderstand, delusion, fear. What are you thinking about that?
I mean, I am well known as being one of those people that thinks all Chinese social media, social applications should be banned from America. Okay. I don't think we should have Redno. I don't think we should have TikTok. Anything that is created and owned by a Chinese corporation and is a social application should be banned. But how this was handled is ridiculous. We should have just banned it, but now we have a president coming in and delaying the ban, and it's the guy who started it.
Right. Yeah, Biden could have extended it for 30 more days. He just chose not to. So Donald Trump did the 30-day extension. Now, he's talking about someone in America buying. He has the right. That's the words he used. I have the right to buy it. I have the right to block it. I have the right to allow it. If somebody buys it, they should give half of it to give half of it to the government. He wants the government to half own TikTok. I don't even know how the fuck that would be possible or legal.
I think that statement kind of is a Freudian slip. It betrays a thought process when you say, I have the right. America has the right.
He is America now. Sorry.
Yes. America has the right to deny a business license. I mean, businesses operate within America at America's pleasure.
Right.
So America can at any time deny a business its ability to operate within America. So when he says, I have the right, that's kind of something. That's something.
Yeah. I have the right to allow it. I have the right to block it. And then he talked about whoever buys it should give half. If Elon spent a billion dollars on it, he should give half of it to the government. That's insane, right? That's wild. If the government gives Elon money so that he can buy it, and then the government owns half of it, that's also insane. Why would the government want to be a part of this business? Isn't that a thing that the conservatives hate? I don't know what is happening with conservatives, but they're all goddamn insane. They're all fucking nuts. The government does the things that they've been hating for a long time. I know that they have no principles. I know that they have no guidelines, but they don't even see that Donald Trump is doing all the things that they said was bad. They said all these things were bad, and Donald Trump is now doing them. And it's fine, and they love it, and they like it because Donald Trump does it, and it pisses off the liberals. I think they only have one guideline. Piss Waldo off. Piss off the liberals. That is the only guideline they have. They don't care what the plan is. They don't care how stupid it is. They don't care how destructive it is. They don't care how bad it is. They don't care how much it hurts themselves. Did it piss the liberals off? Yes? Okay, then we'll do it. And I don't think they have any other guiding principles. But yeah, I'm ranting now. TikTok. So yeah, what if the government owned half of TikTok? That sounds positively dystopian to me.
I would have to do some research, but I feel like this would be unprecedented. I don't know of any other case of something like this ever happening. And I also don't know why a capitalist would want to get in bed with the government and give them half of their profits.
Right. I mean, if the government paid you to own it, if they gave you a bunch of money so that you could buy it, I suppose then they would own part of it. That almost makes sense. But government and business together.
I could understand the Fed giving a loan to Elon Musk so that Elon Musk could buy it, and Elon Musk would have to pay back the loan with some amount of interest.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I just couldn't see the government owning it. That's crazy. And one of your commenters, state-run media, to say the least.
Yeah.
That is basically, that's what it would be. But it's already, in my opinion, state-run media because it's from China.
It's Chinese state-run media. And so we should buy it and then run it as American state-run media. Conservatives tell me that that's a horrible idea, and then they want to do it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's why I don't think they have any principles. We hate state-run media. MSNBC is state-run media, but TikTok, owned by the government, won't be. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it would improve our relationship with China because it would be half China state-run media, half U.S. state-run media. So they can have to talk to each other.
They can duke it out there. Maybe that would be interesting. China owns half, and then we own half, and it would be a whole thing. Okay,
it's like we're married and we have to argue about how we want to control our populations.
Okay. I guess I could see something along those lines being interesting to watch. We could at least watch them war over each other.
All right, I am gonna have to hop off.
Yeah.
There's so much more I would love to talk about. I'd love to come back. We got to go to Mars.
Oh God,
Elon was really excited about that.
Yeah, I hate that too. I think you and I completely disagree on that topic as well.
I don't think we disagree about Mars. I'd prefer the moon, but again, we can talk about that another time next week, maybe.
Yeah, if you're available, I'm ready. I'll be here every week. Just let me know.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. Bye. All right, everybody. I'm going to grab the Bobo. You see him back there, don't you? I'm going to grab him. We'll take a quick Bobo break, and then we'll move on to the news. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's the most adorable mop on the planet. Big yawn. Look at that. This is Bobo the mop boy. His hair. Well, I want to cut it, but I don't know. I might like him better as a mop. He is very good. He's been peeing and pooping outside. It's starting to warm up. It's not as cold here in the Pacific Northwest, so he's able to get outside. I really do think that he's smart enough to know to go to the bathroom outside, but he chooses not to because it's cold and the grass is wet and it touches his butt and that's cold and wet and he ain't gonna do it. So, spitefully, he pees on my floor. All right, Bo. Yeah, because he totally understands. I think he understands entirely. So yeah, there he is, riding shotgun with me over here. So yeah, that was Killer Mech. He's a friend of mine, and he has more ideas about the AI, and he's on generally the other side of it. But yeah, I do think that AI is going to be a gigantic waste of our resources and money, and it will not affect the people. I think it will harm the people and do no good. And the capitalists will just get what they want from it anyway.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.